One of the nation's top safety food experts made a stop in Eugene today to advocate for Measure 92. If approved by voters in November, it would require the labeling of all genetically engineered foods. KECI 9 News reporter Sarah Hurwitz is live with both sides of the debate. Sarah?
Well, this afternoon, Michael Hansen, a senior scientist with Consumer Reports, spoke here at Johnson Farms, and he says that consumers deserve to know what's in their foods, but opponents of Measure 92 say it's going to be too costly for Oregon. From fresh greens, bales of grains, and even coffee beans, just about every food is genetically modified, but they're not always labeled. Consumer Reports senior scientist Michael Hansen thinks they should be.
I think consumers have a right to know this information, and one of the other reasons that you want to do labeling is since these engineered products have not been adequately tested for safety.
Making a stop in Eugene Wednesday at Johnson Farms, Hansen expressed his support for Measure 92, which would require labeling of all genetically engineered foods.
If anything would go wrong, the only way you could track those problems to do proper epidemiology is you do need labels to know who's been exposed and who's been not exposed.
There's some aspects that are very positive about GMO, but there's some other things that can be of great concern, and I don't use any personally because of that.
There aren't any GMOs in these blackberries, apples, or cucumbers at Johnson Farms. Owner Walter Johnson says other farmers who use them should be required to label their products out of safety.
Although it can be a economic negative to somebody that's using the product, for the consuming public, it seems to make sense because there are those that are very concerned about it and they would like to know.
It's a heck of a big price tag. It's going to require, when you think about the amount of Oregonians living in hunger and still struggling in this economy, asking them to pay $400 more per year for food costs for a measure that is misleading, does not give us the information that it promises. That's a lot.
The spokesman for the No on 92 coalition, Colin Cochran, says the measure will end up costing Oregon millions, and farms like these may face unnecessary expenses and labels that don't cover the full spectrum of foods we eat.
You think about our restaurant foods, you think about ready-to-go foods, you think about alcohol, that really compiles a lot of what we eat. And if the idea is to give us a right to know, why are all those things excluded?
Cochran says it's a matter of trumping economic growth, putting useless labels on foods, even though consumers already have the ability to choose organic or non-GMO foods. A debate you can certainly sink your teeth into as we continue to define the way food goes from the field to the table. And Michael Hansen says that if Measure 92 does pass and it is on the November ballot, it could set the stage for national labeling laws. And also a 20-member citizen panel back in August called the Citizens Initiative Review voted against supporting the measure. Live in Eugene, Sarah Hurwitz, KECI 9 News.